The podcast you are listening to of Holmberg's Morning Sickness is brought to you by my friends at Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale. Meet, mesquite, repeat. Trust me on this one. You've had barbecue before, but you haven't had it this good. Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale, ericsfamilybbq.com.
When was the last time you had really good Texas-style barbecue? Eric's Family Barbecue, the way it's supposed to taste. Always delicious, never rushed, and prepared to perfection. Eric's Family Barbecue uses only 100% fresh meat, slowly smoked over mesquite wood until it's juicy and delicious. We all know their brisket is the best, but have you tried their pulled pork, pork ribs, or rib tips? Amazing, and their sides are all house-made. Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale. Meet, mesquite, repeat. Make the trip. You won't be sorry. Go to ericsfamilybbq.com for more information.
Holmberg's Morning Sickness.
The old method of treatment for a person in this condition was to throw him in jail.
98 WWBD.
What would Brady do? All right, it is time now for What Would Brady Do, the weekly dive into morality and our little friend Brady, who's now got a gambling issue that cannot be stopped. 0 for 7 this weekend on the old FanDuel. The bets will get bigger. You'll get one. The taste will come in. And the next thing you know,
I'm due, man.
You'll be broke. Just be careful. That's all we care about. This is brought to you by, where is it? No, it's M&P Guns. We know that already. M&P Guns over there on 12th Street in Indian School. Every need you have for weaponry is at the M&P Guns. Talking to a friend of mine yesterday about AR-15s and all that. He's like, I just can't get ammo right now. And I'm like, I know a place.
Yeah.
M&P Guns, and it's right down the road there, 12th Street in Indian School. If you want to grab some ammo, if you want to get a gun itself, or all the things that go along with it, sights, they're qualified to do just about everything you can imagine and do it the proper way. And they're moving out of their building, so they're getting their new building just for the M&P Gun side. Getting out of Mo Money Pond and moving it right next door. It's right in their parking lot. So get on over there, check out their new stuff, and, of course, try to help them move by buying up their stuff that's in the building already. That's less to move. It's good for you. They'll make you a deal. M&P Guns, 12th Street and Indian School. Thank you. Brady, are you ready?
Ready.
My girlfriend, this is a girl talking, told me that if I wasn't dating my boyfriend to get married, I'm just setting myself up for heartbreak. She said this 2 months ago, and it's lived with me. So I finally broke down last week and told my boyfriend, look, if we're just doing this to date and not get married, we need to do something about it because I don't want to be heartbroken. Well, he broke up with me Saturday.
Good.
Now I regret falling into the trap of having some bitter girl get into my head. He thinks I have some marriage fever thing that I don't have, and he's worried, and I can't tell him I was wrong because it makes me look crazy. Brady, help me. Brandy.
Brandy, it'll take you a little bit to get over this relationship, but don't worry, you can move on.
But she wants him back.
Don't worry, you'll find somebody.
You think it's over? Why do you say it's over?
No, well, one thing I will say, it's here. Don't be afraid to say I was wrong.
Right.
And don't worry about that craziness that you think
we know you're crazy.
Yeah.
So first things first, ladies. Yeah. If you feel like we think he's going to think I'm crazy, we go into it thinking that. We already know.
It might be a pleasant surprise to admit that look, it just got to me, and I panicked. I'm like, what are we doing here?
Right.
And not realizing I appreciate this relationship and how important it was to me.
I also have to praise the guy a little bit. You throw that ultimatum out, and he's like, well, if that's what you need and this is what I need, we need to go separate ways.
And,
absolutely.
And all
Genius.
ladies or anyone should know that the minute you're talking like that, it is it just changes the complexity of the relationship. Because as we look at it, like you said, it's ultimatum.
You could be setting up for failure with that.
Absolutely. You tell me, he's like, we're going to move on or I'm out. Okay. Then you're willing to leave. Why would I commit to you forever when you tell me there's ways you'll leave?
Yeah.
What in the world am I thinking about saying, I'll be with you forever? I'm going to lock down all this stuff with you forever. But you tell me that if I don't do what you ask, you are willing to walk away from this. You're not 100% in.
Yeah.
So that's any ultimatum in those situations needs to be met with, okay, call their bluff. And he did. And look what happened. Mm-hmm. She basically came in with the marriage demand. And he's like, nope, not for me. Not right now, at least. So if this is what you need, we need to be done because I'm not on that path.
Not ready to talk about those particular
Beyond that, I'm not ready to have somebody tell me it's this or I'm out. Then you're out.
Yeah, what are we doing here?
The only thing anybody needs to hear, guy or girl, is when somebody says, it's this or they're willing to have an or I'm out.
Yeah.
So they're out. It's different if you've got a situation where you're kind of like, this has to be a new way or we can't be together, and you both agree on that. But if somebody's coming in with one side saying, hey, I need this to happen or I'm going to leave. Sorry, you should leave then.
Absolutely.
Go.
Yeah. And I understand it when the relationship gets to the point where I'm saying, okay, are we exclusive?
Yeah, what are we doing?
You can find that out.
Are we together?
Yeah.
It's different than I need to get married.
Are we getting married?
I need to get married or we're nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, then we're nothing. Yeah, the best thing you can do is grovel and become a whore for a little bit. Go back to being a sea whore and then show him, look, I'm in it for the fun too. I like being with you. I blew this. I screwed up. I don't want to put any marriage pressure on us at all. If I ever feel like I need to be married and you don't, we'll break up. But right now I got emotional and stupid. And then maybe he'll take it, he won't, but you just need to grovel. Dear Brady, my daughter...
Or she'll do it. What she'll normally do is they'll go out and start going out with someone. See what you're missing?
Oh, geez.
You broke up with me.
She's going to get bitter of that. I think she's down in the dumps. I don't think she's that person. He might. She might get mad looking at his Facebook when he goes out with somebody else.
Yeah.
And then she'll do it. Dear Brady, my daughter is actually making money at age 16 on the internet modeling pants.
Okay.
Next sentence is hard to read. She has, evidently, a great ass, according to the thousands of people who message my daughter. Here's the deal. She lives with her mother. She gets clothes for free, and we're talking about jeans that cost hundreds of dollars per pair. Her mom's ass used to be great, but now she's fat. So it stands to reason that maybe my daughter should strike while the iron's hot, because if she's like her mom, it won't pay the bills after age 35. Make me okay with this, Brian.
Be okay with it.
Think?
Yeah.
Your daughter's got a great ass. She's got a great ass on
She's
or off the internet.
modeling right now. It's not. You're not asking her to go down the porn route or anything like that. But
that's next.
Yeah, I mean, she's going to realize that once people get bored looking at her ass, she's got to start doing more. So you got to keep your eye on that.
Or she takes it to the next level, which is, supermodel angle. But
those don't exist anymore.
I know.
They're all internet influence. If she's getting all that free stuff, take advantage. She's saving you a lot of money and making dough. Have you seen those things those influencers get in the mail?
Yeah.
If you get like 10,000 people that like to look at you in pants, good God, take the free stuff.
Even more with no pants.
Here's the thing he has to do, though. Oh, yeah. She'll make a fortune with it. 2 years, she'll make a fortune with that ass if she knows what she's doing. Asses pay bills. We've known this since the beginning of cavemen. Even cavemen probably came up with a word for ass before, like, fire, food.
They put it on walls.
Yeah, they drew them. They certainly did. Man, oh, man, that cave woman's ass. We need a word for that. There it is. Close enough. Gert's right. Ass is amazing. But, take advantage of it. Like, if Kirby had a shoe deal for girls with big feet and just got nothing but free shoes, you'd be all over it. And you just have to ignore all the comments of the weirdos, because even with the shoe guys.
As a parent, I would want to make sure I'm trying to keep my kid grounded, too.
Sure.
Where she's not going off the edge of you're a diva, huge celebrity. And
humble that ass, you say.
Yeah, just keep them grounded.
Also, keep an eye on the comments. You have to stay diligent with what she's doing and who's talking to her and who she's talking to also. Because
DM me.
If she's got a great ass and she's showing it off a little bit in jeans, she's still 16. Got to keep an eye on the comments.
So
me too. Isn't it great? Every time my vasectomy tingles every time we talk about stuff like this. It's like, you did so right.
It's easy.
I even watching Silence of the Lambs. It's nothing true. Even watching Silence of the Lambs last week when I saw it on Tuesday, and you see the Frederica Bimmel when she goes into that little music box and Jodie Foster pulls that thing, and you see that somebody's been taking pictures of that big girl in her underpants, and you're like, it's like perverts are everywhere. They're like, ugh. And most of your kids are like stupid, so they fall for that kind of thing. The wily creep, and the internet just invites them into the house. Ugh. But if she's got a great ass, you'd be double worried.
Oh yeah,
and she's probably, if that's her calling card, she's using it in real life too. So that's what you really need to keep an eye on. On the internet, you can at least monitor it because you have access to it. You got to see what she's doing with that thing out in public. probably getting devastated by somebody. But if she's anything like life, the way you describe it, she's got about 7 good years before that ass doesn't pay bills anymore. And the next thing you know,
there's his real problem.
She's in a trailer park with a guy that remembers. Yeah. His real problem is he knows what's going to happen to her. Eventually, she's going to be in one of those T-shirts. Every time she gets up, it'll be in the crack of what used to be a great ass. And just make you remind you, just go, ugh. Now that thing has one purpose. Evacuating food. Dear Brady, if your wife suddenly took an interest in sports when she's never done it before, does it mean she's got a guy influencing her? I hate sports. I've always been a nerd, and I see sports as kind of a waste of time. I like computer games, so I understand having an escape, but I didn't just get interested in it. Should I embrace her love of sports or question it? It's weird how much she loves the Cardinals this year out of the blue. Sam.
My gut is telling me there is some influence going on here. Because if you're not a sports guy,
and she wasn't,
and where is she getting info? Sure, maybe there's a gal pal of hers that, but I think I think there's an influence coming from the male side.
It's a dude.
Yeah,
I think he probably is a dude too. What you could do, if you're curious about it, is take interest in the Cardinals too. And if she's going to sports bars or she's doing stuff, go with. Like, get rid of your little I hate sports thing and just go, okay, if you're in, then let me try it.
If she's legit, she's got a FanDuel sportsbook.
Or that. Maybe it's FanDuel.
Yeah.
Maybe you're onto some. Maybe she's gambling and she's like, oh, no, I'm watching
and this
sports.
is fun.
It might not be a guy. It might be a gambling problem, which was what's worse. You can beat up a guy. Well, not you. You're a nerd. Plays computer games. But, like, go with her. And if she's like, I don't want you to be involved in my sports world, then the question should start.
Because there's times you can discover new things that hey, this is kind of fun. I'll tell you what they like, though. Like
passion for sports is weird, though. Like, you don't just pick that
You have it or you don't.
Yeah, you just don't pick it up.
It'd be weird if Larry all of a sudden started going to your house and watching football on
and then
Sundays,
he's a huge Steeler fan all of a sudden. I'm like, well, maybe it wouldn't be weird because that's the right decision. So finally he just
gets still Larry, though.
But again, it would be my influence. So there's somebody influencing him.
Correct.
You don't
most
just
of
do
the
it on
time
your own.
we're conditioned to that I've either influenced my girlfriend or wife or they've, you always jumped on because someone did it. Either the dad was a fan of a team growing up. And
it's a pretty good sign that once the girl starts wearing your Steeler hat or your Bengals hat or your Bears hat, that something's going on, right? Like if she's at work and there's a guy who's a huge Cardinals fan and all of a sudden she is too.
Yeah.
I would say there's an influence going on. No, people don't just
You'd like to be your team.
Yeah. People don't just pick sports passion. It comes over time. And if it came out of the blue, there's somebody else going on. So, start tagging along. This one's for Brett. You get to answer it, but Brett's going to like this question. Oh. I really enjoyed reading this. Dear Brady, I'm 22. My dad always listened to you guys since 2011, so I've been in the car for 10 years listening to your show, and I love it. And since you're the only show that seems to speak honestly about racial situations, settle down, Brett, I need to ask you this.
There we go.
The girl I've been on 3 dates with told me on our last date that the only boyfriend she's ever had was black, and he's about 6'4". That's 4 years of her life. She's 21. So most of high school and a lot of her last couple of years. I'm average to below average down there, and I'm afraid I'm going to not perform to her standards. First, and I did ask her, she says it wasn't huge and I don't have to worry about it, but I am struggling. Do I dive into this or cut bait and save embarrassment? Stephen.
He's worried about the scorched earth.
He thinks, this black.com thing's been going on for 4 years and she can't recover.
He's going to have to call her in a row for injury lawyers.
Yeah. She's got whiplash and all sorts of problems. Yeah.
Well,
do you follow it up after you find out that's all she knows?
I would find out as far as, like, if she's happy with it, then...
Oh, it'd be so depressing if she wasn't, though.
What's the problem? Well, then,
but is she going to tell you
Again,
that,
John,
though?
if it comes down to it, yeah.
What if you're not, though?
If she's faking, who cares, right?
Oh, I don't care if she's faking it, but if she's not faking, but like you said, if she's happy, that's great. If she's not happy, and you're like banging on there like a pinball machine,
then well, you would know that if you're banging around.
That's your
first
problem.
of all, you're not sticking around.
That's going to make you feel terrible. You're going to walk away feeling bad because he says he's average to below average, and he's trying to sail in there. And by the way, not all black guys have huge ones.
Yeah.
And women can recover from pregnancy about almost 60 to 65% back to normal. Ladies, it never goes back. You can lie all day. It's not that way. Babies wreck it. You know it. We all know it. Husbands lie. And that's a
C-section.
fact. C-section. That's the only way. Brady had Ronnie had the C-section. He doesn't. It stayed pristine. You blow one out and you act like it came back to life. Nope. You can't step on a flower and have it just sprout back up the next day. It's still a flower and it might still live, but it's in the earth now.
It's like
it's
you sprain an ankle.
Right.
You stretch it, it doesn't come back all the way.
Yeah, I don't know if there's ligaments in one of those things.
The lab ligaments are getting stretched out.
Those things get put, and all of a sudden you got a wonky ankle. Yeah, babies wreck them. You guys know it. We've been lying for years to you about like, oh no, it's back to normal. That's why they have mommy surgery. Ladies, you've been lying about this to yourselves.
There's not ligaments down there, but there's got to be some labrums down there.
Oh, there's a labrum on the labes. You know how they have that mommy makeover surgery? Isn't that just completely an admission that it wrecks it? The thing they've been lying to them, it snaps right back. You guys are jerks. Well, then what's the need for mommy makeover where you get the tuck?
It's not Stretch Armstrong.
Yeah, this thing isn't rubber. It's like a change purse. You use it too much, that thing's never good. The elastic wears out on pants.
I can only imagine that Duggar family, the honeycomb hideout she has, is just.
I try to
19 or 21 kids.
Right. If I try to put an eggplant in one of my Nike socks, when I take it out, the elastic's been damaged. Now, will it stay over my leg? Sure. But is it the same? Let's not lie to each other.
It's droopy. It's going to sag.
Yeah. The Nike logo is hanging out of the sides. Look what happened to the logo. It's like hanging out.
You worked the glove too much.
Right. Sometimes the ball goes. But now it's still useful, but it's not. So
for him,
same thing
again,
with big hogs.
Like you'll know. Even if she says she's happy, if it's affecting you, it's always going to affect you.
Well, he's got some. Here comes Toledo.
Let me tell you, the leather may be soft and supple, but you're dropping fly balls.
You're using a softball glove for baseball.
Yeah.
It's going to bounce out of the pocket.
You're going to drop a few fly balls. You'll still get the game.
And you're the only one. You're the only one in the room that had someone who had a natural, regular V birth.
And it's
it doesn't bounce back like they. And we lie to them because we don't want them to feel bad, but that's the truth.
Go on with your catfish hunter glove.
No reason to bring fish. Anyway. But black guys all don't have massive dorks. So she's still fine. And plus, think about this. A woman is built to pass a child through that thing. No matter how big the wiener is, it'll recover from that. It's the difference between a nickel in a change purse and a Goodyear tire.
And a manhole cover.
One wrecks it. The other one, it can recover. Am I wrong? I mean, you don't want to follow up a chick that's just been hogged by
steel or
like
something.
Steel.
Yeah.
Like, well, I can't do what he did. Like, there's no point in this. It's the Hardy Boys when they go into the cave. One guy can go a lot further into the cave than the other. My flashlight doesn't work that deep. So, give it a run.
Yeah.
And you'll know.
My chance it.
Yeah, well, take a chance and see. And maybe she was with one of those unfortunate African Americans that's born with a white dick. That's a shame for them. But there are those guys.
You're a confident man. Be a confident man.
That's right. And stop asking about their black ex-boyfriends. You drive yourself bananas. It's like if you were with a woman and you're like, I dated a midget for a while. Like, what? Yeah, it was like a drum. Anyway, what do you got down there? Oh, my God. It's not going to compare. And we'll see. Well, you got options with you. Yeah. If she's blown out, she's blown out. But it's not just because of one guy. Ladies, you want to make fun of our wiener size. We talk about your things, too. You've heard it. And childbirth wrecks it. You all know it. That's why there's a need for plastic surgeons to go down there and repair it years later. I had a mommy makeover. Well, that's a real cute way of saying I was blown out. And I fixed it. Good for you, though. Am I wrong, Brady?
Nope.
Uh-oh. Anyway, it's 9:44. There you go. That's what Brady did. Nicely done, my friend. You're a champion today.
Just don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid. Go in there. Bang around in there. See what goes on. It'd be like going into a basement or something sometimes. Just cobweb that thing. And they do recover from wieners. Guys are too crazy about wiener size and stuff like that because they can recover almost, like I said, 65% back to normal from a baby. So a wiener, you can get back up into the 90 percentile range.
Unless her ex-boyfriend was Barry Wood or something.
Well, then you're going to get into the 80s, but it's still better than childbirth. It's like that Toni Braxton went on Oprah and said that she waited 7 years to have sex again and grew a hymen back, became a virgin again. Your body just yeah, I didn't know that. It grows back if you don't use it for like 7 years.
With the proper exercises?
I don't even know. Oh, with the proper exercise. Well, diet and exercise is important to your vaginal health. I've said that for years. I'm no doctor, but I know that's a fact. We don't get it. Ladies, be happy. You can fix it. I'm born with this useless thing. There's no weights or anything I can tie to it and make it better. It just gets worse as I get older and more useless. At least you got doctors that'll get in there and fix it up. You always have currency between your legs. We got nothing. At least I don't. Damn it. God, I hope I just die on the slab Friday. It's getting worse. It's 9:46. There you go. That's what Brady did. It's 98 KUPD. That was what Brady did. Listen.
If the younger generation doesn't get into rock, then guess what? An art form has died.
You've been listening to Holmberg's Morning Sickness Podcast, brought to you by our friends at Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale. Meet, mesquite, repeat. Eric'sFamilyBBQ.com.